True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.
Hello, Blue Nation. Welcome back to True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. It's me bringing you the hardest information and the most in-depth analysis of our beloved Los Angeles Dodgers. Before we dive into the news that's shaking the foundations of Chavez Ravine, I want to ask something special from each of you who are part of our Blue Crew. If you live and breathe the Dodgers, if you analyze every pitch and every front office decision, then this is your place. Please hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our community. Here you miss nothing, receiving exclusive insights that go far beyond the box score. Your subscription is crucial for me to continue bringing this detailed content directly to you. Let's get straight to the point because the news is a bombshell and full of nuances. Exactly how we like to break it down here. In a move that caught many by surprise, including the player himself, the Los Angeles Dodgers finalized the return of right-handed pitcher Brock Stewart from the Minnesota Twins, just before the MLB trade deadline. I know what many of you might be thinking. Brock Stewart? The same pitcher whose recent history is marked by injuries that have kept him out of action for significant periods? Yes, that's him. And that's precisely why this trade is so fascinating and deserves a thorough analysis, as it says a lot about the strategy, mentality, and audacity of our front office, led by Andrew Friedman. This isn't just any move, it's a calculated bet, a risk with an extremely high potential reward, and it fits perfectly into the philosophy that has turned the Dodgers into a perennial powerhouse in the league. To understand the depth of this trade, we need to go back in time a bit and analyze Stewart's journey. He's no stranger to Los Angeles. Originally drafted by the New York Mets, he joined the Dodgers in 2014 and made his MLB debut in our uniform in 2016. Back then, he was a promising young arm, but never managed to fully establish himself. Bouncing between the starting rotation and the bullpen, his journey took him to the Toronto Blue Jays and more recently to the Minnesota Twins, where he re-emerged in a spectacular fashion. In 2023, Stewart was simply one of the best relief pitchers in baseball. The numbers don't lie. In 28 appearances, he posted a microscopic 0.65 ERA with a strikeout rate that placed him among the league's elite. He was dominant, limiting batters to weak contact and racking up swings and misses at a dizzying pace. It was a performance that opened the eyes of the entire league and showcased the ceiling of his potential. However, the script of his career has always had a villain: injuries. In 2024, the tide turned again. Shoulder issues, including tendinitis and a strain, landed him on the injured list for a long period, drastically limiting his participation and raising serious doubts about his durability. And this is where the genius or the audacity of our front office comes into play. The Twins, in a clear sell mode, were dismantling part of their roster to cut costs and focus on a rebuild. They needed to shed salary and open up space. Stewart himself, in a revealing interview with the Orange County Register, admitted his complete surprise with the trade. He expected other big names from the Twins, like Max Kepler or Carlos Correa, to be moved before him. The fact that the Dodgers acted quickly to acquire him shows that he wasn't a second or third option. He was a specific target. The Dodgers front office saw a unique market opportunity to acquire an elite arm with a massive potential impact on the bullpen for a relatively low cost, precisely because of the risk associated with his health. We're talking about a pitcher who, when healthy, is in the 91st percentile for average exit velocity allowed and boasts a swing and miss rate of over 31%. Those are the numbers of a stopper, a pitcher capable of entering a high leverage situation and changing the course of the game. Our bullpen, while talented, has shown some uncertainties throughout the season. The search for a reliable arm to bridge the gap to our closer has been a clear priority behind the scenes. Bringing in Stewart is a statement that the team believes its medical staff and coaching staff can get the player right and extract that dominant performance he showed in 2023. It's a chess move, betting on the recovery of a valuable asset that was undervalued due to recent circumstances. For the Twins, the trade was about the future and financial relief. For the Dodgers, it was about the now, about reinforcing the team for the final stretch of the season and crucially for the 2025 campaign as Stewart is under contract control. Now let's deepen the strategic analysis and what this move means for the Dodgers' immediate future. The philosophy of Andrew Friedman and his team has always been based on finding value where others see flaws. Think of names like Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, or Justin Turner in their time. Players who were discarded or underestimated by other organizations and who, in Los Angeles, transformed into stars. The bet on Brock Stewart follows this exact same line of reasoning. The front office isn't just looking at the 2024 injury history. They are looking at the underlying analytical data from 2023 that shows a pitcher with elite stuff. The combination of his fastball and a devastating slider makes him a nightmare for hitters, especially right-handers. When he's on, his repertoire not only generates strikeouts, but also induces weak contact, which is vital for preventing big innings from the opponent. The potential impact on our bullpen is immense. Imagine a scenario where Stewart returns healthy for the final weeks of the season and the playoffs. He instantly becomes a high-leverage weapon. He could be the guy for the 7th or 8th inning, forming a steel bridge to our closer and shortening the game significantly. This would relieve pressure on other key relievers like Bruce Gratterall and Evan Phillips, allowing manager Dave Roberts to use them more strategically without overworking them. The presence of another dominant arm in the bullpen completely changes the dynamics of a playoff series. Opponents would know that from the 6th or 7th inning onwards, the window to score runs would drastically shrink. It's this kind of depth that wins championships. Beyond the technical impact, there's the psychological boost. A triumphant return from a player like Stewart overcoming adversity can energize the clubhouse and the fan base, creating a narrative of redemption that propels teams toward glory. Of course, there's the other side of the coin, the risk that makes this trade so debated. If Stewart's shoulder injuries prove to be chronic and he can't regain his 2023 form, the bet will not have paid off. He would occupy a precious spot on the 40-man roster, and the front office would have to return to the market or look for less reliable internal solutions. The balance of a bullpen is delicate, and a piece that doesn't deliver as expected can create a ripple effect, forcing other pitchers to perform outside of their ideal roles and causing premature wear and tear. That's why the work of the Dodgers' athletic training staff on physical therapists will be absolutely crucial in the coming months. They are, at this moment, just as important as the scouts who recommended the trade. Our organization's ability to rehab players and optimize their performance will be tested to the fullest. This move, in its essence, is the personification of modern baseball, a decision based on data, risk analysis, and a deep trust in one's own organizational structure. It's not a safe play, but safe plays rarely lead to a championship parade in October. It's a demonstration of aggression and market intelligence. In summary, the return of Brock Stewart to the Dodgers is one of the most intriguing trades of the season. It's a high-risk, high-reward bet on a pitcher with elite potential, but a concerning injury history. If it works out, Andrew Friedman will be called a genius once again for adding a playoff-caliber piece to the bullpen for a minimal cost. And if it fails, it will be a footnote in a season full of other decisions. Now, I want to hear directly from you, the Blue Crew. What did you think of this move? Do you believe Brock Stewart will be able to stay healthy and become the dominant force our bullpen needs for the home stretch and the playoffs? Or do you think the injury risk was too great and that the front office should have focused on a safer, albeit more expensive option? Leave your opinions, your analyses, and your predictions in the comments below. Your voice is the soul of this channel. If you've made it this far, it's because you're a true Dodgers fanatic. Don't forget to leave a like to support our work, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We are keeping an eye on every move, every rumor, and every stat to bring you the fastest updates and the most detailed analysis. The next video is already in the works, with more news and exclusive insights. Thank you for your viewership, and until next time, here on True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.